Hi guys, I'm Ricky. This is my friend Brian and Teresa. It seems to be William for some reason. I don't answer. So welcome to Power 2 Express. We're going to be doing Warrior 1 in our series today, and it's kind of a tricky posture. It's similar to Crescent Lunge, where you would have the back heel up in Crescent Lunge. In Warrior 1, the heel is down, and we want to have a closed hip position. So it's really easy for the hips to start to open here. So from low lunge, I will ask you to shorten your stance, bring your back heel down, make sure to have 2 feet on 2 tracks, and then rise up to Warrior 1. And we'll begin. You can start the playlist when you're ready at home. I'll start mine here. And please lie down, Brian and Teresa. Start your Ujjayi breath. Slight constriction in the back of your throat. We'll talk about something in yoga called Shautcha today. And Shautcha translates to purity. And here in the West, we can tend to think of purity as being sterile or clean. And that's definitely one aspect of purity. We'll get into some other aspects of it as well today. Bring your fingers behind your ears. Bring your knees to reverse tabletop. Spread your toes. Bring your left elbow to your right thigh. Hold here. Extend your left leg out about 6 inches off your mat. And make little pulses with your left leg up and down, up and down. Nice and slow. Keep your toes flexed. Stay with your Ujjayi breath as well. In a 45-minute class, we're just going to do 20 minutes on each side and take a Shavasana. And trade sides, guys. Keep your toes flexed. And right elbow to the left thigh. Try to get it as close as you can. And if it's possible, press the elbow into the thigh. And it depends on how long your arms are and how twisty you are. About 3 more Ujjayi breaths. And release. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And start to roll forward and back. Small motions and then larger, then larger, then larger. And you're going to down dog whenever you're ready to go to down dog. Those rolls can feel pretty good though. Spread your fingers really wide and do whatever you like with your feet and your legs. Press your mat forward like you're trying to stretch it. Rotate your upper arms outward. And if there's any bubbles under your hands, press them out. And settle into your dog, please. Press your heels down. Doesn't matter if they reach the floor, mine never will. Try to lift your toes. Very nice, guys. Reach your sitting bones up toward the ceiling. So maybe a little bend in the knees to kind of just untuck your butt up toward the ceiling. And breathe in, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll. Go to the front of your mat and get as comfortable as you can. This is all about how soft can you get your lower back. Parallel the sides of your feet to the sides of your mat. So sometimes that means we need to bring the toes in or the heels out a little bit. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. And heel toe your feet to wherever you normally like to practice. And with soft knees, roll on up, standing at attention, hands at your heart. Close your eyes. And another aspect of purity is just a few inches behind your thumbs. It's your heart chakra, where the true you, the essence of you that is eternal, this divine spark exists. So we have a mind, we have a body, but we are not these things. What we are is our part of our soul's energy is in this body, fueling it, and that's the eternal part of you just behind your thumbs. And let's move, friends. Breathe in, mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. Lift your toes off your mat and press down with everything else. So you're bringing a little more attention, a little more purity to something that is simple, yet not so simple as a mountain pose. Float your toes down. And on your next exhale, forward fold. Full breath to get you there. Way to move slow, guys. Breathe in, half lift, and pause and take a few breaths here. So nice flat back. Both Brian and Teresa have a really nice flat back. Notice how Brian, he's bending his knees. That way he can get his tush up higher. And he's really, really in a safe and strong position here. Breathe in here. Exhale back to plank. Hold and breathe here. Press firmly away. More space between the shoulder blades. Both of you guys look really strong here. Fingers spread wide. Bring your heels forward so the quads can engage and help support you. Breathe in. Exhale, lower to your belly. Point your toes back for baby cobra. And breathe in, lift your chest. Leverage into your toes. Take some of the work out of your glutes. Little or no weight to your hands, of course. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Inhale to plank. Get there however you like. And exhale, down dog. Listen to your inhale. Gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, up front. Nice landing, Brian. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, fold. Remember your strong legs here. Breathe in, mountain pose. Look up, fill up, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Head's the last thing to come down. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale to plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, lower to your mat. For locust pose, arms straight back behind you. Inhale, lift everything you can. So legs, chest. You're both very strong. Try to let the breath be the priority. Breathe in here. Exhale, release. Breathe into plank. Exhale, down dog. Feet inner, hip width apart. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Strong legs help bring you up. Exhale, fold. Once again, head the last thing to fall. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows hug in. Breathe into up dog, chest out, shoulders back. Exhale to down dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale to the right tricep, and we'll take a few breaths here. Spread your toes. It helps for some reason because you're using more muscles. On the inhale, press it back. Exhale, slow lunge. Step it through. Take a few breaths in your low lunge. Way to move slow, monkeys. Pull your right hip back. Lie it on your fingertips. Now here's where we shorten our stance, preparing for warrior one. So step up quite a bit. Make sure you have 2 feet on 2 tracks. Probably need to bring that right foot to the right a little bit. Brian, you're probably okay if you step back, your back foot back a little bit more. Yeah, that's probably good for you, knowing your practice. And breathe in to warrior one, guys. Front knee nice and bent. We're trying to keep the hips, again, square. Because with one leg forward, the hips tend to open up. You want to keep them square. And it's going to help if you press your left heel really firmly to the back left corner of your mat. That's going to rotate your left thigh inward, and that's going to send your left hip forward. Hopefully that made sense. Breathe in here. Exhale, airplane crescent. So lift the heel and the arms go back. Take a couple of breaths here. I know that feels really good on the bottom of my foot. We're preparing for one leg mountain. So exhale, let's prepare. And breathe in, one leg mountain. Knee up as high as your hip, toes up at least as high as your foot. Looks good, guys. Can you be aware of your breath here? The breath is what brings that sense of purity to our practice. It helps us to focus inside. Breathe in here. Think chaturanga arms, and exhale, twist and crunch to your left. Just try to get your right elbow into your left hip crease, kind of like you're in side crow or kind of like hurdler. Because we're working into hurdler today, or at least prep for hurdler. And the part of getting into that is getting this little crunch happening. Exhale here. Way to hang, friends. Breathe in, come back up, one leg mountain. And exhale, twist and crunch to your right. Try to get your elbow as low as you can. Spread your fingers. And it's a super awkward posture. Exhale here. Breathe in one leg mountain and straighten your leg out in front of you. Hold here. Try to bring your shoulders forward. Spread your fingers. Spread your toes. Breathe in. And exhale, sweep it through, standing splits. Way to move slow. Point your left toes down toward your mat and spread them out. Forehead closer to your knee. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge. You can take a full length this time. And breathe in, star pose. Parallel your feet and come down halfway. Reach your arms out and meet me in the halfway point. Point your thumbs up. Make a number 7 if you have a mirror in front of you. Bring your hips forward a little bit. I know it's a little bit heavier. Breathe in here. Exhale, wide legs forward, fold. Pause and breathe here. So strong legs here. Lift your kneecaps. Press into the outer parts of your feet, and that will probably happen. So strong legs, and again, slide your butt up. Imagine your butt is on a wall behind you and you're trying to scoot it up. Exhale here. Breathe in up to star, bend your knees on the way. And exhale to the back, warrior 2. Breathe here. Rotate your thighs away from each other. So it's an outward rotation. Press into the knife edge of your back foot and the knuckle of your front big toe. On your next exhale, reach forward, flip your palm, reverse warrior. Rotate your ribs to the right here. So right shoulder, try to kind of encourage it a little bit further behind you. Breathe in here. Exhale, take it down, low lunge. and step back to plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lungs empty as you get halfway down. Breathe into upward. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale to your tricep. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Toe spread, lift your head. It tends to fall here. Exhale. Breathe in, send it back. Exhale, slow lunge. Step through and take a couple of breaths here. It's a long lunge now. We'll shorten it in a couple of breaths. Try to create a cow pose in your spine here. You're not going to go very far, but you're going to feel something deeper in the posture. Let's go ahead and shorten our stance now. Make sure you have 2 feet on 2 tracks. It's going to make this much easier and safer. And breathe in, warrior 1. Left hip back, left hip back. Mash your right heel down into your mat and try to stretch your mat backwards and to the right with your right heel. Tuck your bottom 2 front ribs into your body. Breathe in here. Exhale, airplane crescent. Lift your heel, arms go back. Spread your fingers. So from our shorter stance there, you're kind of probably feel a little front heavy here, but that's okay. We'll make it a little bit easier to get into one leg mountain. Exhale, prepare. And breathe in, one leg mountain. Once you get the knee up halfway, it gets lighter, as Teresa and Brian can testify. Pull your arms down into the shoulder sockets. Breathe in here. Twist and crunch to your right. Try to get your left elbow into your right hip crease. I don't know what else to call this, but twist and crunch. Sounds kind of like a snack food. Probably not a healthy snack food, though. Exhale here. Breathe in, rise, one leg mountain. Spread your toes, lift them. And exhale, twist and crunch to your left. It's the last long hold we have in twist and crunch. So it's a twist and it's a crunch at the same time. Beautiful. Exhale here. Breathe in, one leg mountain. Send your heel out in front of you. Try to bring the shoulders forward here. So the higher the leg goes, the lighter it gets. And on your next exhale, slowly swing it through. Standing splits. Way to move slow, Teresa. Hands all the way down to your mat. Maybe blocks at home if you have those. Press through your lifted heel. Press through your standing heel. Breathe in here. Exhale, low lunge, step back. Breathe into star pose. Rise on up. Exhale, halfway down. Thumbs point up, arms reach out. Back strengthener. Hips forward an inch if you can. Keep your ribs pulled in. Almost don't have any choice here. Breathe in here. Exhale, forward fold. It's your last wide leg forward fold, so take any variation you like. Fingers can go around the big toe or around the ankle. If you want to go upside down, you can. Keep your legs strong, no matter if you're right side up or upside down. So kneecaps lift. Pull your butt bones up. It's a nice flat back, Teresa. Exhale here, bend your knees a little. And breathe into star pose. Exhale to warrior 2 to the front. So establish your foundation. Strong legs, So root the knife edge of your back foot into your mat. Tuck your bum under just a little bit. Exhale here, reach forward, flip your palm, and inhale to reverse warrior. Pause and breathe here. Rotate your ribs to the left, so left shoulder behind you more. Straighten your right elbow. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge, windmill down, lift your back heel, and step back to plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in upward, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale to the tricep. Breathe in, send it back. Exhale, low lunge. Make it a shorty lunge, so shorten your stance. Breathe in, warrior one, back heel down. Right hip back. Exhale, airplane crescent. Lift the heel, arms go back. Breathe in, one leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch to your left. Breathe in, one leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch to your right. Inhale, rise, extend your leg out. Exhale, slowly swing it through, standing splits. Breathe in, lift your top leg a little bit higher. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, star pose. Exhale to the back, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe into upward. Exhale to downward. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Spread your toes. Exhale to the tricep. Breathe in, send it back. Again, spread your toes. Exhale, step through. Shorten your stance. Breathe in, warrior one. Pull your left hip back. Exhale, airplane crescent. Arms back, heel up. Breathe in, launch. One leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch. Breathe in, up you go. Exhale, twist and crunch to the left. Breathe in, rise, extend your leg. Exhale, slowly swing it through. Full breath to get you there to standing splits. Beautiful, guys. Breathe in, point your toes down. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe into star pose. Exhale to the front, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, shift forward. Step back. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, last chaturanga. Breathe into upward, such good form, both of you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in, and through the nose, just let it deflate. And lie down on your belly. For half locust, straighten your arms back behind you. Flip your palms down. So hands on the mat. Rock your hips left and right and try to work your arms underneath you. So in a perfect world, our pinkies would be touching and our elbows would be under us. So if that's not accessible for you, you are not alone by any means. And in your case, just take full locust. Otherwise, inhale, lift both legs. The higher they go, the lighter they get. So strong, Teresa. Press your hands into your mat. You'll get a little more leverage. Breathe in. Remember your back muscles here, your hamstrings, and then exhale, release. Because if you're able to extend out into hurdler in a couple of minutes, that will help you. And downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale, knee to the tricep. Breathe in, send it back. Exhale, low lunge. Shorten your stance. Breathe in, warrior one. And exhale, we're taking the big twist. I call this the big girl twist. Leave your back heel on the mat, and it's a revolved warrior one. It's a prayer twist with the heel down. If your heel lifts, it's not the end of the world. Both Brian and Teresa are making this look pretty easy. So it's a deeper twist than revolved crescent lunge. Exhale here. Breathe in, warrior one. Exhale, airplane crescent. You know this part. Breathe in, rise up. One leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch to your left. Breathe into center. Exhale to your right. Elbow down, down, down. Breathe in, up you go. Extend the leg. Nice, Brian. Exhale, sweep it through. Standing splits. Breathe in, lift your leg a little higher. And exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, star pose. Exhale to the back, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse. Exhale, low lunge. Step back to down dog. For me, it feels easier to get into hurdler by shortening my dog a little bit. So maybe it'll help you as well. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale, bring your knee to your tricep and keep going forward. Bend your left elbow and land it underneath your hip. There's that twist and crunch thing that we've been doing. That's it, Teresa. And now straighten your right leg and you'll have more weight forward. Teresa, it's amazing you can do that without having the elbow underneath the hip. Teresa's strong. And meet in down dog. We'll take the other side, guys, and then short cool down. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale to the tricep. That's your practice run. Breathe in, send it back. Exhale, low lunge. Shorten your stance. Breathe in, warrior one. Exhale, big twist to your left. So it's a prayer twist. So just to give you a visual, and at home as well, when we're doing these twist and crunch things, it's going to help us get into hurdler. There's a little bit of a twist needed to get into hurdler. Exhale here. Breathe in, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, airplane crescent, lift your heel, send the arms back. Breathe in, one leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch to your right. Breathe in, one leg mountain. Exhale, twist and crunch to your left. Beautiful. Inhale, one leg mountain, straighten your leg. Exhale, sweep it through. Standing splits. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, step it back, low lunge. Breathe in, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, face the front. Breathe in, reverse. And exhale, low lunge. Step back to down dog. Maybe shorten your dog a little bit, sure helps me. And breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, hurdler or setup for hurdler. Bend your left elbow, try to fit it underneath your hip. It's so nice, Brian. So Brian's got the extended version. And meet in down dog. That's one of those postures that once the body feels it, it's usually like, oh, it's not as hard as I thought it was. It's just a matter of getting that little lean to get the elbow underneath that hip. Just breathe in. Just through the nose, just let it out. And we're also warmed up for side crow. So walk to the front of your mat. And touch your toes together and come down to a toe squat. So we'll go to the right first. So place both hands on your mat on the right side of your thigh. Got the hiccups here. One of the tricks is to pull your left elbow into the thigh to pull yourself into a deeper twist. And that would look something like this. So if my hands are way out here like this, you can't see me, can you? I'm not going to be in a very big twist if my hands are way out here. So I'm going to pull my hands closer to me, and it's going to get me into a deeper twist. And this posture is all about how much you can twist. It's not really about strength. It's just about twistability. And then try to lift your hips and set your hip on your elbow. And lift the bottom toes first. Teresa's doing the prep for this perfectly. Pull yourself into that tight squeeze. Beautiful. You have the option to extend legs here as well. Just an option. So Brian's doing this with no towel, which takes a lot of core strength because he's slippery right now. And let's just forward fold here, Padangusthasana. So separate your feet about 8 or 10 inches and hook your peace fingers around your big toes. I should say your biggest toes, otherwise it can sound like I was implying all your toes were big. Use your biceps, pull. Wanting to negotiate a little bit of spine reset after twisting so deep as we were. And release your toes. Bring them together again. Come down to your toe squat. Point your fingers to the opposite side this time, to the left side. And once again, if you can pull your hands and elbows closer to the right, lift your bottom toes. Yeah, it's all about the twist. So Teresa, if you start to straighten your legs a little bit and lift your hips, and then we land the hip on the elbow. You're like 85% there. That's okay. Yoga doesn't care if you can do any of this crap. And have a seat, friends. Send your legs out in front of you. And we'll take the seated forward fold. So maybe scoop it out from behind. So if you do it from behind instead of from the sides, it actually works better for most of us. And reach up and out. Engage your quads. Teresa, that's a beautiful reach you have. Pull your shoulder blades a little closer together. Pull your toes back toward your knees. Listen to your breath. The breath is what gets us in that more pure practice. It takes us more inside. I like to think of it as each breath is kind of like taking a spiral staircase down from our head to our heart. And that's the purest part of us. Exhale here. Breathe in, rise up. And lie down on your back for supine pigeon. I'll bring the lights down a little bit, even though we got plenty of daylight coming in. Right ankle on top of your left thigh. So bend your knees, soles of the feet to your mat, and then place the right ankle left thigh. Encourage your right knee forward. Teresa's got the deepest version of this, where she's reaching her fingers and interlacing them around her shin. Just go to just into any variation where you can actually just feel a little in the hip. And please switch sides. Flex your toes. So all these little things that the teachers ask us to do, these little cues like spreading the toes, listening to the breath, bringing the right hip forward, all these little things help get us into a more true alignment. And when we are in true alignment, there's more energy going through the body. And that's why we leave off of our mat just feeling so darn good. So these little cues, they stack up, and it brings us more inward and focused, pure. And please release. Send your legs straight up. Sit on your hands. If you have a block at home, you can sit on that. Just place it under your hips just for about 1 minute. If you prefer shoulder stand, you can do that. We've got about 45 seconds left. Super strong, Brian. Takes a lot of core strength. Touch your big toes together and just admire that little sliver of space between your two biggest toes. That's the point of drishti here, where we just gaze up toward the toes. And the drishti helps us, as well as our breath, to have a more pure practice. So it's just, we just kind of have a daydream type stare at this point, just up toward your toes. You're looking in the toe direction, but you're not looking at your toes. And roll on down to your back. Bring your right knee into your chest. Left leg long. Breathe in, squeeze. Exhale, twist to your left. Reach your right arm straight out, or you can goal post your right arm. Just get as comfy as you can here. Soften your belly. Probably was already soft, but the fact that you thought about it, it relaxed it a little bit more. Exhale here. Come on back to center. Give yourself a knee squeeze, 1 or 2 works fine. And then extend your right leg out. Inhale, squeeze your knee, and scoot your hips over to the left as you twist to the right. The idea is to stack the hips, and shifting your hips to the left for almost all of us really helps us to get comfortable there. So another example of purity, and it happens to all of us, is sometimes we find ourselves in situations and we wish the situation were different. And one of the most beautiful ways to remind ourselves of purity is to be okay, not okay, as opposed to trying to change the moment into something that it is. It's a type of honesty. And do I do it perfectly well? No. I just do a little better than I did 10 or 20 years ago. Exhale here. Come on back to center. Squeeze the knees, please. And anything that feels good, whether it's a happy baby or squeeze yourself into a little ball, anything that feels right for you. And Shavasana. Set up, it's worth the wait. Walk your shoulder blades a little closer together. Lift your hips and tuck your butt forward. Relax your lips. Maybe they even part because they're so soft. Relax your eyeballs into the sockets. Relax your eyebrows. And I'll bring you out in a bit. And start to just be aware of your breath. And I would invite if it resonates with you, just the idea that when we move slowly, we're probably going to feel more of a sense of calm, stillness, and purity. So before you start to move your hands or feet, there's a way to do this that I find interesting. So in other words, what I do is sort of try to open my hand. In other words, I don't use enough strength to actually open it. And if you do that with your fingers and your toes, they start to really slowly open. Sometimes we're not even aware sometimes that we can move that slow. And then open your fingers, your toes. Belly lifts and falls. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up over your head. We're going to close on our back. When you're ready, bring your hands at your heart. So hands in prayer at your chest. And once again, just behind your thumbs, your heart chakra, the anahata, indestructible, it is eternal. Your soul, the true you, is eternal. And your heart chakra is incorruptible. It means unstruck or incorruptible, anahata. Sometimes we forget that, and that's what yoga is here to remind us, that we have a body, we have a mind, but we are something different than that, much, much larger. And we honor that divine spark in all beings, in all universes. Yes, I said universes plural. Thumbs to your third eye. And we honor that divine spark when we say, Namaste. Thanks for hanging out at home, guys. My name's Ricky. Unless you didn't like the class, then it's Mike Owens. All right. Have a good one, guys.